Alright guys, so I'm driving my buddy's FR-S here, and he has the TRD exhaust with the TRD intake, which deleted the sound tube thing. So it's intake and exhaust are modified. This is just a catback TRD system, and so I'm just going to do a review here of what it's like with this exhaust to be driving around it. I've been driving his car for a while now here, got a good feel for what it sounds like, and TRD stands for Toyota Racing Development, in case you didn't know. And so this is actually developed by Toyota. You know, it's their like performance division that's developed this exhaust system. So it sounds like how you would expect exhaust from a manufacturer to sound like. It has a louder sound than stock, but it's definitely not like anything crazy you get with any of the aftermarket systems that are really, you know, over the top. Like my SRT exhaust is totally, you know, on 10 as far as volume is concerned. It's just loud and booming. So this exhaust system sounds like what you would expect a performance version of the FR-S to sound like stock, basically. You know, it has a very manufacturer approved kind of sound to it, I would say. You know, it's definitely not offensive. It's subdued, controlled, reasonable. For those of you that are just looking for a little bit more sound but not much more, this is probably exactly what you're looking for. This doesn't sound like you really have an exhaust system. It sounds like it's just how the car should have sounded from the factory, really. It's just, you know, got a little bit more edge, a little bit more volume, no drone really. There's, you know, it's very well controlled and it's very well mannered, this exhaust system. It's not raspy, it's not overly bassy, it's just got a smooth, subtle bass and additional volume, and it's nice. I like the way it sounds. I prefer louder exhaust systems, so to me this is still too quiet. I wouldn't choose this exhaust personally for my car. I think it's much too quiet, but it's not bad. You know, if this is what you're looking for, it's very nice. I don't have any complaints about the way it sounds, except it's just not loud enough, but the tone is nice. And yeah, it's a great exhaust system. Sing when you get up in those higher RPM ranges. But one thing is, especially with the windows up, now I've been driving it for a longer period of time, it does tend to drone. It's just the bassy, subdued kind of drone. It's not really like a ear bleeder kind of drone, but it does drone a bit, which is actually surprising coming from this, you know, being a Toyota exhaust system. You would think that it would have that professional level of quality that it would eliminate the drone, but it doesn't. It does have a little bit of drone, which is a little disappointing actually, but it's not bad. I mean, again, comparing it to my SRT, this is very, very mild drone compared to the drone I experienced in that car. But just a little disappointing. Also, this TRD intake, you know, removes the sound tube that normally would plumb induction noise through the vents into the cabin. And so without that tube, with that tube deleted, a lot of people said it felt unnatural to have that and they didn't like it. So a lot of people were deleting it, but it's definitely a lot quieter here on the interior. I think the sound tube not only gives you more of the induction noise, but when you pair it with an exhaust system, I think it actually allows you to hear the exhaust a little better. And so this actually, the intake, this TRD intake with the sound tube delete definitely is quieter than the induction noises you get in a stock FR-S. So, you know that I really like sound. The more sound, the better. I love it. So that's something I'm actually missing compared to the stock FR-S that I drove just last week. I wish I had a little bit more of that induction noise. I mean, it's replaced by the exhaust, so it kind of evens itself out. You remove some of the sound from the intake, but you add a little bit more to the exhaust, and it kind of just evens it all out. I think you have about the same decibel level in here as you do with a stock FR-S. It's just coming from the exhaust now instead of the intake. said, this sounds like how this car should have sounded from the factory. It sounds great. So if you're hesitant to get an exhaust system because you don't want anything that's crazy, or you know, you have a girlfriend or a wife or something that doesn't like loud exhaust and stuff like that and really picky, this is a pretty safe bet. I don't think you're going to offend too many people with this exhaust. I don't think you'll offend anyone. I could probably take my grandma for a ride in this car and it wouldn't bother her one bit, you know? I think it's very, very mature sounding. Do a little acceleration here for you guys so you can hear what it's like in first gear. See, it's good. Like I said, it sounds factory almost, like how it should have sounded from the factory. It sounds very similar in tone to the stock sound. It sounds like the stock sound. It doesn't change the tone or anything. It's the same tone, just a little louder and a little bit more aggressive. So yeah, if you have the TRD exhaust system, let me know your thoughts on it and what it's like to have over a long period of time, and you know, whether it got too quiet or it, you know, ended up being too loud, or what you feel about this exhaust. I'd be really curious to hear your thoughts. And yeah, if you have any questions about the exhaust, let me know. And if I can't answer them, I'll certainly ask my friend who lives with this exhaust every day, and I can ask him what he thinks about your question, and you know, he'll be able to respond. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.